Nieuw-Zeeland is een land wat qua afmeting vergelijkbaar is met Japan. Alleen wonen er in Nieuw-Zeeland slechts 4 miljoen mensen. Ondanks dat is er een flinke, bloeiende metal- en punk scene met erg originele en lompe acts. Maar deze Kiwi-acts hebben allemaal hetzelfde probleem. Ze krijgen bijna geen voet aan de grond buiten Nieuw-Zeeland. Daarom ging Bruut TV zelf eens op onderzoek in deze gesloten metal scene en vond een onklend antwoord bij Nick Anderson. Hij is radiopresentator bij 95 BFM en heeft daar zijn eigen metal show Hard, Fast and Heavy. Dus als iemand een goed beeld kan schetsen van deze metal scene en de uit te checken Kiwi bands, dan is het Nick Anderson.
The record companies aren't really that in tune with the local scene that much. There's very commercial orientated stuff that does get released by major labels here. Some of that does very well, but a lot of the things over the last few years have been sort of self-funded, self-released, and then maybe they'll be distributed by a smaller label. But a lot of the record companies now in New Zealand are pretty much run, or at least budgeted, from Australia. So there doesn't seem to be much room in the Australian budget for New Zealand artists. Up next, a bit of local stuff for you. This is Subtract from the album Formula One. The track's called Mark of the Lion.
What are your favorite New Zealand bands?
One of my favourite ones would be a band called Subtract. They've been around for coming up to 10 years or so. They put out their first album last year, Formula One, which is a really good, really heavy record. Yeah, I definitely think Subtract and 8 Foot Sativa would be well worth it. On a more sort of black metal side of things, there's a band called Dawn of Azazel. They've got a CD out that's well worth checking. A band called Ulcerate. They're pretty extreme. There was a band called Militia who pretty amazing along the Dillinger Escape Plan sort of line of things. So far as punk bands go, Missing Teeth would be a really good band to check out. There's also a band called Somerset. They're more sort of rock kind of punk crossover thing. There's an all-girl punk band called Foamy Ed. They're very good.
I saw them in Wellington.
Inhale the night and then try to find me, but it's quick and then it's taking me over now.
And in Europe, every country has its own music scene. In Germany there's more metalcore, in Netherlands there's more hardcore. Do music scenes vary in New Zealand by city, you think? In Auckland is there more hardcore, is in Wellington more death metal, or?
There's possibly, I would think, more alternative music in the South Island. Well, there definitely was in the past with the Flying Nun label, that was very big. And I think that's something that the South Islanders are very proud of and have sort of maintained. But there's also a lot of dub reggae from the South Island and from Wellington. There are lots of little scenes, I think, in each city. And they connect fairly well throughout the country. But I wouldn't really pick one city as being a punk town and one city as being a metal town. Yeah, everyone has their little areas. Yeah.
Do you make music yourself?
Yeah, I've been doing a bit of recording from time to time over the last couple of years, and played drums in a band on and off again for the last 15 years or so. But it's a bit of a struggle to keep a band together.
Yeah, is
There's
it?
not a lot of money, you know, and there's a lot of time involved, and those two sort of things do tend to conflict a bit.
Is it easy for a New Zealand band to play, to maintain in the music scene and to make records and something like
There
that?
is a pretty good scene for playing live, but there's not much money involved, so a lot of people find it a bit too much of a commitment, I think.
Never recognized you from a distance. Never did recall you from here. Never recognized you from a distance. Never did recall you from here. Stand tall. Listen to what I have to say.
With us. He obviously hadn't smoked enough pot that day.